Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Mitchell, and today Justin and I will be discussing about masculine mental health. We do these Instagram lives every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And if you guys find this video content of value, you guys can show your appreciation by donating any amount that you feel is equal to the value of this video. And without further ado, I'm going to add Justin on the line. How's everybody doing today? Happy Thursday, happy Thursday. What's up, Carter? What's up, JR? How you doing, man? I'm gonna have Justin. How you guys doing? How's the whole lockdown be for you guys? Oh, let me pin this comment too. There you go. And before people start attacking me about what is masculine mental health, we're gonna discuss about it, the importance of it, and just we got a couple things written down. So I don't wanna start it without Justin. What's up, Justin? How you doing? Push. Tell him about the push-ups in City College. Yeah, those were the days, man. All right, we're adding Justin on the line. Thank you guys for waiting. I really appreciate it. What's up, Justin? How you doing, man?
What's up, man? I'm good. How you holding up?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Oh,
Man.
real good.
So I know we skipped Tuesday. I was a little bit busy, so we're actually gonna be doing a back to back. So we're also doing another one for tomorrow as well. Oh, thank you, Carter, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah. Carter has been very supportive. He's been coming into our lives every single live since he's seen it. Yeah. So I really appreciate it. Thank
Much
you.
appreciated.
Let me turn up my volume actually. So yeah, everything is free. So we just want to give out and help everybody out, you know. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah. And today, I already gave them a little bit of a preview, but our topic of today is going to be masculine mental health. And Justin, why did we choose that topic? Why did you pick that topic?
I think it's very important just in general. Mental health is everything. Like we talk about bettering yourself and your purpose and a lot of relationship stuff. But I mean, if you're not all right mentally, none of that shit we say is really is going to matter. It's not going to make any difference. And then plus, I'm not going to get into too many details because I want to respect everyone's opinion. But, due to the climate that we are living in with COVID and contentious elections and everything else going on and being locked up, I think it's good to talk about just, how we are, how we're doing, and especially men, how, because that's the perspective we know the best,
Yeah.
So,
And we're not excluding women out of this. We're just talking about the topics that we know best. And we got disclaimers, okay? We have disclaimers.
Yeah, number one, we are not professionals.
No.
All right. So, we're talking about this topic, we're going to share our thoughts and, try to hopefully have a discussion with most people when they come in. But yeah, if we are not pros, if you are feeling any kind of way, not feeling well, seek professional help.
Yes.
Please.
And this is not a substitute. This is not a substitute for anything. It does not substitute.
Exactly.
No, we're just giving some advice that what we have encountered.
Yeah, this is all from personal experience. Yes. So but that said, we want to be open and honest with things. But most definitely, please do not take this as a substitution for professional help.
And if you or a loved one in an emergency, please contact your own nation's emergency hotline.
Like anything. There's a lot of help out there to deal with this. So if you're struggling, if you can't get out, if you feel like it's more than just maybe a passing tide of feeling down for a little bit, go find some help. It's a lot out there. Check it out. Take care of yourselves.
Yeah.
Seriously, take care of yourselves.
Yes, yes. And of course, today is still not sponsored by Audible. So Audible, come check your boy out, Justin, aka Thumb Action. He's well deserved.
I
But
mean, am I though? Am
yeah.
I? You know what I mean? Let's be honest.
What do you guys think? What do you
If
guys
I'm
think?
not getting an
Press
Audible sponsorship, is it their fault or is it mine? You know,
press
like I got to take
press
some personal responsibility.
press one if you think Justin deserves Audible sponsorship. Um
All two or three of you hit that one.
yeah.
Leave it in the comments on the post up. You know,
Yeah.
let us know.
Yeah. So
Most
we do
definitely.
so we do have a lot of notes down. We wrote a lot of stuff down, but before we go over it, we kind of want to we want to give you what we're going to be talking about first. So, first things first, we're going to talk about our culture, me being Asian, Justin, you being black. That
Yeah, you thought I was gonna say something crazy. Yeah, it is what it is. No,
Oh
it
yeah,
is what
yeah,
it
yeah.
is.
Yeah. And
It's
yeah,
serious stuff. So
yeah,
yes,
this is serious stuff. And we also have high functioning depression. Um, that's another topic. We also have depressed versus bitch made. We kind of just made that up. What's good, Eddie? How you doing?
what's up, Eddie man?
hmm And then we're also gonna be talking about solutions. There's gonna be solutions, and um, during this during this COVID, there are some things that there are solutions out there. There are solutions to um, help alleviate some of the obstacles that you guys might have. So
Yeah, it's it is. I am the first to admit that it is different.
yeah, it's definitely
It's the
different.
most definitely different circumstances. Like
hmm
sometimes like little things that might have been solutions
hmm
are
hmm
not. We say if we say go work out, going to a
Yeah,
gym could just
yeah.
like let's be honest, that's not really as viable as it used to be.
hmm hmm
So yeah, but we will talk
hmm
about a few things maybe you could do to kind of help
Yeah.
yourself out being
Yes, yes,
quarantined.
yes.
Yeah.
Good night from Manchester, United Kingdom. We got Trouble in here. Hello, hello, Trouble. How you doing?
What is
Hello,
good?
Trouble.
What is
Hello,
good?
Trouble. Yes, yes. So yeah, Justin, why don't you start us off with the first topic, which is, just
Well, I mean, I got down here the
hmm
stigmas of mental health for men.
hmm
The number one thing I think is being looked upon as weak. You
mm,
know, I do want to concede, and we didn't talk about this, but I want to say this. I do think that it is starting to change. I'm starting to hear a lot more men. I'm starting to hear a lot more, especially like, black men and even some Asian men talk more about mental health and taking
hmm
care of your mental health. But there's still a big stigma around it. I think a lot of that comes from the culture of keep things to yourself.
hmm
You don't talk
Yeah.
about what happens in this house outside of that.
hmm
There is the part of it that's it looks upon weak, like why
hmm
you got to go talk to somebody, handle that shit, man
hmm
up,
hmm
that whole
hmm
mentality.
hmm
um yeah, so it's just that, let me see. Yeah, so I think the number one thing is first off being aware of if you are depressed,
hmm hmm
or dealing with any kind of mental health issues, like really
hmm
trying to step back and evaluate, like, how do you feel? Do you feel good?
hmm
Do you feel driven? Do you feel purposeful?
hmm
You know, do you have any kind of joy in
hmm
life?
hmm hmm
And I want to be careful with that because I do think that we have an issue where we're taught to like chase happiness,
hmm hmm
but I don't think that's viable. I don't think happiness is necessarily like you get it and then it's all good.
hmm hmm
You know what I mean? I think that it is, it's fleeting. Like sometimes you feel good, sometimes you feel bad, sometimes you
hmm
feel happy. But if everything's constantly a struggle to you, then
hmm
I think you need to like step back, look at yourself, and reevaluate
hmm hmm
how you are doing, and
Yeah.
try to pinpoint things.
hmm hmm
Yeah.
I see that Julie is feeling the best time of her life right now. That's congratulations. I'm glad you're happy. Um,
You
yeah,
gotta shine. You
you gotta
gotta
shine.
shine.
You gotta shine. But yeah, there is a stigma, and especially in men, where it's not the masculine way to approach this. What's up, Yaku? How you
Yeah.
doing, man?
So, Yaku?
Yeah, there is a stigma to this, and it's kind of like, well, if I swear, okay, if I acknowledge that I need help, and let's just say I think I need professional help, others might feel like, oh, okay, this this person is weak, and that's what
Yeah.
society tells you, and we're here to say that that is not the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the case, and
Hmm.
it's like I said, no matter all the advice we give doesn't
Hmm.
mean nothing if you're not mentally in a good place.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know, and
Hmm.
so yeah, I mean, it's like you said, that's why we're here to discuss, like
Hmm. Hmm.
talking about it, hopefully
Hmm.
bringing some attention to it,
Yeah.
getting it going.
Hmm.
New systems. I can't,
Yeah.
yeah, I see it,
Yeah.
but hey, we mentioned that a little bit too, though. But
Hmm.
yeah, so mental health awareness. It's stepping back, realizing like you don't feel good or something's
Hmm.
off with you, and
Hmm.
then try to evaluate what it is.
Hmm.
Is it um, is it a chemical thing? Is it an environmental thing? It's
Hmm.
a whole bunch of stuff, and that I think
Hmm.
that leads into like our next big subject,
Hmm.
which is high functioning depression.
Yeah. Hmm.
Which I think a lot of people, but especially a
Hmm.
lot of dudes, deal with. I know I had it. I dealt with it myself.
Hmm. Same here. Same here.
Yeah, where
Hmm.
it is you are on the outside looking in, you are fine. Like,
Yeah.
you have your job, you're maintaining your job, you're even
Hmm.
talking to your friends,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
are doing on the
When you s-
outside everything that should be done for someone who seems successful or at least functioning.
Yeah.
But inside it is like I know I got here in the notes like
Hmm.
everything is a struggle.
Yeah.
Just getting out of bed is like what the fuck, you know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Like, what is the purpose for me to wake up today? Like, everything's going to feel the same. Like, that's the type of feeling.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, most definitely. That or yeah, even or the big thing like, is this all that's left to life?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
wake up, go to
Yeah.
work probably a job. For I know in my case, work a
Hmm.
job
Hmm.
you don't like, not happy about,
Hmm.
get off, go home, deal with but BS there.
Yeah.
It's like, do you ever get a break?
And
Do you
this
ever
is
get
a
a
vicious
reprieve? It's
cycle.
just a
This is a
circle,
vicious cycle. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so
You,
that's most definitely a thing.
you know what's funny when you said that? It, brought, it made me think of a fruit for some reason. I'm like, all right. I just remember one time. I know it's a little off topic, but I was like, yeah, I was getting ready to eat this avocado, and I'm like, this is fresh. And when I cut into it, I looked into it. I'm like, oh man, like I can't even eat this. It's like that avocado.
It was all
It
jacked
was
up.
all jacked up, and I was like, I was that excited for it. But anyways, that's just something that just
But that's what I
popped
was
into.
thinking. Yeah, I mean that's actually not a bad analogy. It's like yeah, it looks great on the outside,
Hmm.
it's firm, it's everything, and
Hmm.
you cut it open, and the inside it's
Hmm.
basically rotten
Yeah,
almost.
yeah. It's a
And
fruit,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Avocado is a fruit. It has one seed. Is that seed? Yeah. Anyways, I'm not gonna get into
I'm
debate.
going with it. I don't know. I'm saying fruit, but
I'm gonna say
it is
fruit.
what it
I'm gonna
is.
say fruit. I'm gonna stick to that. Mental health. Mental health there, mental. All right. Keep you calling me crazy, all right. But yeah, so high functioning depression, you kind of went over it where, everything everything that you do feels like a struggle compared to where it might seem easy in the
Yeah,
beginning.
like I said, on the outside looking in, you're
Hmm.
doing everything that someone who is doing
Hmm.
well, or at
Hmm.
least not dealing with
Hmm.
depression, should be doing. Like I
Hmm.
said, speaking from my own experience, like I will
Hmm.
go to work, I would interact with coworkers and bosses, and I would
Hmm.
always crack jokes and that kind
Hmm.
of stuff.
Hmm.
Cause that's just kind of like, I think that's kind of like who I am.
Yeah.
Um, but at the same time, it was like I need to put on this persona because,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's work. You don't want to see people see how miserable
Yeah.
you
Hmm.
actually are. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, but like I said, but I know
Hmm.
that is not a like singular occurrence. I know there's a lot of people
Hmm.
who deal with that, and like trying to get out of that can be tough.
Hmm.
Very tough. Yeah.
And just also, for the people that's watching this live afterwards, I'm reading the comments and I'm smiling only because we got trouble over here. I'm not laughing at your struggles.
You're laughing at
Or
my
oh,
pain. That's what you're doing.
no, I'm not laughing at your pain.
No, I hear you,
But
man. It's all
yeah,
good.
but yeah, no, this is a serious topic. I'm glad you thought of this topic, Justin. This is something that not a lot of people would like to sit back and actually reflect on.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, well, it is tough, and I
Hmm.
think you kind of got to ask yourself, like, what do I want in
Mm-hmm.
life? Can
Mm-hmm.
I? Yeah, really, not even like, am I happy, but can
Mm-hmm.
I sustain this?
Yeah.
Is a big
Mm-hmm.
question. And like someone that helped me a whole lot, which we talked about a lot, and who informed a lot of
Mm-hmm.
this topic and debate and my opinions on this is Jordan Peterson. I throw
Mm-hmm.
his name out there a lot
Mm-hmm.
because like that's somebody who was really able, is a highly intelligent person who was really able to articulate a
Mm-hmm.
lot of what I was thinking
Yeah.
and even feeling, and then not only articulate it but give solutions as to how to deal with it and try to come out of
Mm-hmm.
that state.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, just reading the comments. Trouble is here to give out laughter. I'm glad you are here to spark joy. Okay, I'm glad you're here to spark joy.
Sparking
That's
joy. You've been watching Marie Kondo. Is
a
that what
little
you've been
bit,
doing?
a little bit. I've been
Is that
folding
what
my
you
clothes.
doing?
I've been folding my clothes a little differently ever since I
Yeah,
watched her fold clothes.
that lady is magical.
Yeah. But yeah, like kind of just going back at it, you're putting yourself in a vulnerable place where not a lot of people feel comfortable feeling vulnerable.
Well, yeah. I mean, especially
Hmm.
like I said, coming up, how we, especially, especially how a lot of
Hmm.
us was raised as
Hmm.
dudes. You're taught to, like I said, man up, don't
Yeah.
show weakness.
Hmm.
People take advantage.
Hmm.
Don't necessarily feel feelings because you don't want to
Hmm.
be perceived as weak and
Weak,
stuff
yeah.
like that.
Hmm.
But that
Hmm.
stuff, most of it can take a toll.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yakuza says I normally just use the Akuna
Oh my
Matata
God.
method,
Yeah, it
which
means no
is
worries. No
which
worries.
which which is good, but a lot of
Yeah.
people can have that issue. I tried the Akuna Matata method, and it almost it led
Backfire.
down it was down a dark path.
Yeah.
It was like I have no worries. So I'm gonna slap the shit out this person if they cross. It's like, no, don't do
No
that. No, you
worries.
need to worry. You need to worry about that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I was like, I listened to a lot of what Jordan Peterson said, and I listened to his book on Audible. 12 Rules for Life. It helped me out a lot, and it framed, like I said, it framed a lot of what I was feeling. It framed a lot of it put into words a lot of like intangibles, and yeah, I was able to really analyze, like, all right, why am I feeling like this? Where am I at in my life? What do I need to change to get out of it? Is this something that I can change, or is this something that I need help, psychological help, what I mean, to get out? Luckily for me, it was environmental, like I said, job, life, all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Things under your
Phys-
control that you could physically change
Yeah, I
to
mean,
help. Yeah.
even so much, we talked, like, I know a big thing for me was like lack of sleep,
Hmm.
which was, crucial. I mean, I was probably sleeping on average between 3 to 5 hours a night, and I had kept that up for like years at that
Years.
point. So
Yeah.
like, not only was I was physically and mentally depleted from work,
Hmm. Hmm.
I wasn't resting, and then you had like just the daily struggles of life and like going through those ups and downs. So yeah, it was
Yeah.
like, I mean, we talked a lot during that time. Where I
Hmm.
was
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of like, you
Yeah.
know. I was a bit like fuck everything, you know what
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but luckily, things
Hmm.
started changing. Certain changes happened. I was able to step out of certain situations
Hmm. Hmm.
and get feel good, find things to give like purpose
Yeah.
and yeah,
Hmm.
and some sense of joy from time to time.
Hmm. And then
Yeah,
Julie asked, "What's Hakuna Matata method?" So Hakuna Matata is from Lion King. It means no
yeah,
worries.
yeah. For the
We
rest
heard
of your
Simba.
days.
We heard Simba sing it. Um, yeah. So that's yeah. But then it almost got Justin into a lot of trouble because he wanted to slap the hell out of a lot of people. Well, I know he's just joking, so don't take it too serious. Cancel culture. We don't need y'all here. Yeah, cool.
Am I
So
though?
I don't know. We'll see. So Yaku said Julie is a version of Bruce Lee, be water with life, but maybe with boba. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, with boba, you get them
it
balls
is.
floating around and
Oh yeah,
stuff.
it is. It is delicious. It is delicious.
Yes, yes, it is. But yeah. So yeah, just kind of going over what we just said earlier. High functioning depression. It's one is you don't know what others are going through. You don't know what
Yeah,
others are going through.
that's the main thing.
So that's and Julie Trouble over here. She actually, she says that a lot. She says that a lot. So she's always aware of it, and that's something that like she can empathize with a lot of people. That's why
Hmm.
a lot of people could relate to how she feels, or So
Yeah.
it's a good thing. But they might look fine, like like the avocado example that I gave. They might look fine on the outside, but deep down they're just
Yeah.
they're not feeling it. They're not feeling it.
I
Yeah.
know, like, I think anyone's going through that. The big thing is to actually, yeah, you need to talk to people. Like, you
Hmm.
can't expect people to know where you're
Yeah.
at.
Hmm.
You have to open up to a degree to trusted people.
Yeah.
And I am getting a bit
Trusted,
ahead of
trusted.
myself. We was talking about solutions, but
Hmm.
having friends, have family, close friends and family, a support network
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
you can express things. Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh,
One of the common misunderstandings about depression is that it's similar to the to
Feeling
feeling
sad or
sad
down.
or down.
No, most
Hmm.
definitely. Something we was going to talk
Hmm.
about. We was going to bring it up too. Is that it is a difference. Life is full of ups and downs. You're
Hmm.
gonna be
Very
sad.
cliched to say, but yes, it's very
It's
true.
true.
Yeah, it's
You're gonna
very
be
true. Yeah.
sad at times. You're gonna be depressed at times.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know, um, it's part of it, but there is a difference between like I'm feeling down, sad, or even like mildly depressed for maybe a few days or something to
Hmm.
like a constant feeling of
Hmm.
like tiredness and struggle.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and one thing is like in this day and age, we have a lot of things that's able to distract
Yes.
from from that feeling to kind
Hmm.
to like mask it a bit,
Hmm.
whether it's like the traditional stuff like drugs and alcohol
Hmm.
to overeating, video games,
Oh
like
yeah.
all this. Like I'm not a big drug and alcohol person for real, but I
Hmm.
do love sweets and I like games. So you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like to me, masking my depression might have been,
Hmm.
you know.
Hmm.
Me just waiting to come home. It's like
Hmm.
fucking. I'm gonna eat a pie and play, whatever
Yeah.
all day for
Hmm.
hours, and
Yeah.
just to kind of take your mind off of things.
Hmm.
And it is a form of self medication, but
Hmm.
it's not really. It's not helping the problem.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know,
Although eating pie would be a lot better than doing drugs, but still, it kind of leads you down a
is
dark
is it
path.
is
Yes,
it
yes,
though?
it is. Don't eat too much
Is it though?
pie. Okay, don't eat every day.
Is it though?
Julie said concentration or focus becomes harder. Yes,
Oh,
yes,
most definitely. I mean,
most
because
definitely.
you're not at the top of your mental game. So
No, no.
it's hard to focus or do anything if you're
Hmm.
not feeling good or
Yeah.
if you're feeling run down and tired all the time.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
can't give 100% if you don't
Hmm.
have 100% to give.
Hmm. Hmm.
That is what it is.
Yeah,
You
and then
know.
Yaku said, back to the topic of my avocado. Anything with a seed inside is a fruit, with the exception of the strawberry. Thank you.
There we go. He knows.
Figured it.
Yaku,
He knows. Yaku, Yaku,
Yaku,
you tell Trouble over here that avocado is a fruit.
Yaku is a vegan, so he knows all that stuff.
Oh, you vegan? Oh, that's
He's
dope.
he's
That's
been
dope.
vegan for his whole life, man.
Oh wow. That's
It is because we used to roast them for it back in the day. We was
yeah,
in the
but
South as a bunch of black dudes. We didn't know vegans like that, so
yeah, 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 yeah.
he was the
That's
first.
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But our next topic, we was talking
Hmm.
about like the difference
It,
between being depressed and then just
depression.
being bitch made,
Bitch made.
as I
Depressed versus
coined.
bitch made. Yeah.
But
Hmm.
and to break it down, we talked a lot about that, trying to sum it
Hmm.
up. But the way I pretty much summed it up is it's basically the difference between like
Hmm.
having a mental block and then having
Hmm.
a lack of discipline. You
Hmm.
know, um,
Are you lazy?
yeah. I mean, yeah. Or are you just not? Are you not focused? Are you not? Do you not have a goal? Um, you know, is that why you feel sad? Because you're just kind of meandering about. And I do want to say that those things can lead to a form of depression.
Hmm. Hmm.
Just not having goals, not
Hmm.
knocking off certain accomplishments, that stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a big difference between like, okay, you're just lacking discipline. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you say like, oh, I've been wanting to, do X for this many years and it's never got done. Woe is me. It's like, well, that's kind of your fault. Like, how much are you
Yeah.
really doing to get that done?
Mm-hmm.
But I think someone who is depressed, it's like almost like you don't see the point of doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It most definitely is a huge difference between that.
Mm-hmm.
So just like I said, that's why I say being aware of your mental health
Mm-hmm.
and being aware of yourself is
Mm-hmm.
crucial, because you do need to stand back. You need to look in the mirror or whatever, look internally and like really ask yourself like, what's driving you, what's putting you here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And only you can answer those questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm just reading the comments right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Julie. Yeah, go Google it. Google it. Yeah. She's still calling it a vegetable. Yeah. But yeah, it's like it's something that whether it's not doing anything because you're lacking routine, right? Maintaining or building new ones. Maintaining and building new ones.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's the big one too for like, we mentioned like COVID. A lot of people are suffering from like some level of depression from just dealing with COVID, being locked in, being shut down.
Yeah.
And a lot of that depression comes from a breaking of routines. And that's not even me. That's like, that's another Peterson quote. But, the way around that too is to build new routines, or at least try to modify your previous routine to keep it as close as possible, to give you some level of normalcy, if you will.
Dude, yeah.
While dealing with all this. The COVID thing is a big deal. It's a really big deal
because we were not prepared to be locked down, and
not for this long.
No.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I know when this busted off, I was like, okay, this is probably gonna be at max a 3-month deal. And max, and as we know, that was not the truth. That was not the case at all. And it's looked like another lockdown is coming up. So
especially in America.
Yeah,
because you know what? This is a little off topic too, but just because the holidays are coming up, we got Thanksgiving, we got Christmas, we also got so I'm just like, is it really a smart idea, especially with all the cases going up and everything? Like, is it really a good idea to even go to your family just because you might, it's not just family that's going to be there. You're going to have other people.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't want to speak and tell people what to do.
So,
but I'm gonna just say with how I feel.
You have
I am a little, like seriously. I mean, I'm a little different because it's been a long time since I've been able to spend the holidays with my actual family.
Yeah.
So it's not as big of a shock to me that like all Thanksgiving, Christmas, so that's nothing new. But I am cautious about any kind of gathering, especially when you're talking about more than 5 to 6 people. You're eating like it's no way you can
not
keep a mask on and eat, and it's a lot. So it sucks. People can place whatever blame they want. People do whatever they want, but I think personally, I don't think it's the smartest move as of right now. But once again, but like the holiday, I mean, people get depressed around the holidays anyway. I remember I used to hate the holidays popping up. Like I would be all nervous. I'm like, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of this. It's a lot of different stresses. You got to do X, Y, and Z. Like it was a lot on top of already, a lot going on. So then you add this level to it, and it's just a whole nother situation. But I think, like you said, once again, I think it's trying to be resourceful.
Yeah.
Yaku.
Trump rallies. Yaku was like, Trump rally would disagree. Yeah.
I'm not even touching that. I'm not touching that. All right.
Yeah.
I'm not touching that. Yaku is in Florida too, so you be safe, homie. You know how it is out there. For real.
Yeah.
But yeah, like But that's the thing too, is kind of going back to it. It's like, what can you do
Mm-hmm.
to help? Maybe even anticipate
Mm-hmm.
some of these to help you with that mind state. I mean, like you know, you were saying, like creating routines,
Mm-hmm.
sticking to a schedule, still taking care of yourself. You
Yeah.
know,
Mm-hmm.
grooming, all that good
Yeah,
stuff. Trying to
personal
get sunlight.
hygienes. Yeah.
Yeah, trying to get out. Just little
Yeah.
things that you can do to try to help keep bits of your
Mm-hmm.
sanity, if
Mm-hmm.
you will.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's huge. And then moving on, we'll talk about solutions, which we kind of already
Yeah.
like jumped on.
Touch. Yeah.
Uh,
Touch
the
base
number
on. Yeah.
the
Yeah. Go
number
ahead.
one solution I would say is get professional help.
If yeah.
If it's that degree, if you
Mm-hmm.
cannot if this lasts for more than a few days to a week, if you are feeling like real despair, get professional help. Like
Mm-hmm.
there is no substitute for that. Don't put
Mm-hmm.
your pride aside. Who cares what anyone says? You gotta
Yeah.
live your life for you, and
Exactly.
especially for
Exactly.
all my like black and Asian fellow dudes out there
especially
specifically.
especially in Black and Asian cultures. Like Justin, I want you to elaborate on that a little bit because
I
it's really
mean, it's
important.
it's, it's just not a
Hmm.
mental health is just, it's not prioritized. And
Hmm.
like I said, yeah, I will caveat. I think it's getting better. I do see people
Hmm.
normalizing mental health
Yeah.
for the black community specifically. Um,
Hmm.
but I know growing up,
Hmm.
it was not talked about. It was not
Hmm.
encouraged.
Hmm.
And I mean, I was, St. Louis. I know people who went through some traumatic shit, like getting shot, people who've
Yeah.
seen loved ones shot and killed,
Yeah.
people that's like, robbed and beat, like, I'm talking about like stuff you're like, you need to talk to somebody because
Yeah. That's yeah.
yeah. And it's like, nah, you just keep pushing, and it's like,
Yeah.
that does not lead to
Yeah.
a mentally healthy
Hmm.
individual,
Yeah.
you know?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, yeah, like, seek professional help. That's
Hmm.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. And just kind of touch base on what Jordan Peterson said earlier was, and this is what he said. He was like, if you do need like antidepressants, and those are the things that will help you, like what you said earlier, Justin, like put your side to the side, put your pride to
Yeah.
the side, and just if it's going to help, because what he said was, if you're alive, it'll be a whole lot easier to help you than if you are dead.
Oh yeah.
That's what Jordan Peterson quoted.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
And hold on to go. I still think it's things putting food and environment. No, it is. I mean, but
Yeah.
that's a whole nother. Not a whole nother thing because it is correlated, but that's most definitely an issue. I mean, when
Yeah.
you look at the
Hmm.
food that we have or the food that
Hmm.
we don't have,
Yeah.
the artificial foods, the high
Yeah.
sugars, the all this stuff. The
Yeah.
fact that a lot of things aren't
Hmm.
looked to be treated
Hmm.
overall, like if you go to a doctor, and I'm
Hmm.
not talking about a psychologist, I'm talking about like a regular
Medical,
a medical doctor.
like that prescribed. Yeah.
A
Hmm.
lot of times they're not. It doesn't seem like they are trying to really cure you of what's ailing you. They do.
Hmm.
It is like there's more money in pushing pills and medicine on people. And maybe the truth is you do need a change of diet and
Hmm.
some sleep.
Yeah.
Or maybe you do need medicine. I'm not saying every doctor is bad, but
Yeah.
there are the food. I definitely
Oh yeah, food's a big one.
buy
Food's a big one.
into because
Yeah.
I mean, look, like real talk, like I took a trip to Japan a while ago, a little over a year ago, and like
Hmm.
while I was there, I ate a lot of good food, but I ate a lot of quote unquote garbage. As
Yeah.
far as like I ate a lot of ice cream, Japanese ice cream. I ate a lot of like snacks. Ate a
Junk
lot
food.
of
Yeah.
ate a lot of junk food.
Hmm.
But but I did not feel like crap there because the food
The
standards are
quality.
different.
Yeah.
The quality of it wasn't artificial
Hmm.
junk food.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now granted, I do also throw in the caveat of, I wasn't working. I had 2 weeks
Yeah.
off. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was able to, like, I didn't have that
Hmm.
stress, but like just the,
Yeah.
just the food different. We
Hmm.
was like, me and my girl, we were talking. We would both be like, listen, I ate pancakes and ice cream today and I
Hmm.
had a cheeseburger. And not only do I not feel like crap, like I don't
Hmm.
feel
Hmm.
heavy, I don't feel bad,
Yeah.
I feel relatively energized and I'm losing weight. So
Yeah. How's that? How does that work?
yeah, how is this happening? And it's like
Yeah.
because the food is real. Like what you put in your body makes a big difference in your
Hmm.
mental state.
Yeah.
Most
For sure. For
definitely.
sure. Yeah. Because when I was in UK and I was in McDonald's there, yeah, it just one, it tasted different. Two, the
Yeah,
portion of the
yeah,
side, like I remember my girl was giving me a lot of shit for it. She was like, "Why you eat so much? Why you need two orders of large fries?" I'm like, "Because that's a medium here
yeah. The
in
portion
America."
control is
And I'm like,
insane. Yeah.
"Yeah," I was like, "It's a freaking medium." Okay, your
Hmm.
large is a medium. She was like, "Damn, you eat a lot." I was like, "No, this is normal." And like, we have this whole culture difference, so, it took a little time for her to understand. Right now, she still gives me a lot of shit for it, but
Hmm.
yeah, I do eat a lot. But anyways, it was the quality of the food when I was there, and
Yeah.
that does have a lot of effect because, yeah, cool. I was plant-based for a little bit. I was plant-based for a little bit, and I noticed that my joints started feeling a lot better. I was
Yeah.
more mobile.
Yeah.
I was awake, and like everything just processed a little bit easier. Now, like the moment I took a Big Mac, everything just kind of like
Yeah,
got
that shit. That
cloudy.
yeah, that
I'm
stick of
like,
salt
yeah,
kicks
yeah,
in.
yeah.
Yeah, I know what you
I was
mean.
like, all
I know
right.
what you mean.
Like what I need to tell myself is like, look, you know how the Big Mac tastes. Like, stop, put that shit down. Go eat some fruits and vegetables.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um,
yeah.
yeah. So we got trouble. I'm not gonna answer a lot of questions right now, but
but yeah, I
yeah,
mean, I know, and that was like a little, like I said, a bit off topic, but that was still on brand. But yeah, what we put in our bodies makes a huge,
huge
huge
mental.
difference. And I don't
Yeah.
think like, and look, honestly, I'm gonna be real. I think United States, in a lot of ways, is it's designed to fuck you up because it's
Mm,
hilarious. Because as much as you would hear the rhetoric of like the fat, lazy American
yeah.
from people, which I've heard, a fair amount of times, especially, years ago. It's like the old fat, lazy Americans. It's like
Yeah.
statistically, we work more than a lot of people in other countries. We
Mm,
take less time off. You
mm,
know, women are given less maternity leave.
mm,
You know, uh, it's like even like taking a vacation here is almost seen as a form of weakness in a lot of
mm,
ways.
mm,
You know what I mean? Like, how many of us I know a lot of European countries, they'll get like between like 1 to maybe even 3 months of vacation time
yeah.
a year. Here, you're lucky if you get 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And God forbid if you take those 2 weeks back to back. Like if you say, I want to take my 2 weeks, it's like, well, I mean,
Why?
who's going to cover? Can you
Yeah.
take 1 week now? I mean, there are 52 weeks in a year, and you can only get
Can
two of them
two?
all. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So a lot of this
Yeah.
stuff does like compound itself to
Yeah.
like lead to like having a less than stellar mental health.
Mm, mm,
If
yeah.
you're overweight, if you're eating empty calories, you're not getting the nutrition you need. You know,
That has
it
a lot to do with your mental
that's going
state.
to have a ton to
A
do
lot,
with
a
it.
lot. Yeah.
A
I know a lot of
ton.
people might disagree with that, but there are studies out there that will make a difference
Yeah,
of what you
most
eat.
definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah, go eat McDonald's for a week. Only McDonald's for a week and come back and tell
But
me how you feel the next day.
but that's the thing.
Yeah,
A lot of people do that, man.
yeah.
A lot. I mean, like,
But there's just so it's their standard. Their standard is like,
yeah.
well, I don't know what feel good. Like, why should I eat this piece of lettuce?
But that, well, you know what? That
Or
goes to
yeah,
another. That goes to like another. And I know this is off topic too, but like you're talking about the cost of eating healthier.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, people can. I've seen videos and stuff where people like you can eat healthy on a budget and all this other stuff, and that's fine and good, and it is possible. But I mean, if you're feeding a family of four,
yeah.
you
It's
know, and
it,
you all right, and you could spend, spend $100 for one healthy home cooked meal,
yeah,
or you could spend $30 for some fast
for
food that you don't have to cook
and
after you
it's
done worked all
convenient.
day and it's
Mhm.
convenient, it's fast, and the kids like it, and it's $30. So that
Yeah,
100 that you would spend with, you know what I'm saying? It's
yeah.
like
The
there's there
time and the effort.
there
Yeah,
is a lot to that, man, and all that
yeah.
stuff it goes hand in hand. I don't think I really don't. I think that. when it comes to nutrition and eating food, I think a lot of people would prefer to eat something nutritious and good. I really do.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I really do. But it's just, in American society, we don't prioritize
Mhm.
health. We prioritize,
Convenience.
basically not well convenience, but really, and I'm not saying anti-capitalist, but we prioritize making money,
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
and time is money.
yeah.
Therefore, if you aren't working, like you don't have the time to take a lunch break. How many times have people, including like how many times have you worked through your lunch
Yeah.
because you
We
need
had to prep
to
up. Yeah,
be
yeah.
productive. We have to do this. We have to do that. You have to constantly. It goes back to that grind mentality. What's your grind? What are you doing? Are you
Mhm,
moving?
mhm.
And I'm like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not advocating. I'm advocating for balance. I guess that's what that really
Yeah,
is. Yeah, it's like it's not healthy. None of that is healthy.
yeah, yeah.
And all that compounds, man. It really does. It
Mhm.
compounds to an unhealthy,
Like,
possibly depressed individual.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
So
It's
yeah.
also like, we talk a lot about like mental health and like the food that you put in your body and etc. But like a lot of the thing is like, if it is environmental and you could do your best to kind of remove yourself out of it. And if you feel like this is something that's not, it's getting a little bit more overwhelming, then it's a little bit more toxic, then you feel like, okay, this is not good
Mhm.
for me. The best thing that you could do is to take yourself out of that situation.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when
Friends, family,
friends, family
people.
is huge. Like for
Yeah.
anyone going through any kind of depression or just like some kind of mental illness, I
Hmm.
think that just if you don't want to talk to a professional or you are hesitant, just talking to someone you trust, a friend or family,
Yeah.
just like not holding on to that, not keeping that
Hmm.
inside, can
Hmm.
do so much to not
Yeah.
only like lift some of that burden, but also you might even get a
Yeah.
new perspective on some
Hmm.
things that you didn't expect. So it's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are ways, like if you don't have anyone currently at the moment that you could talk to because this is something that you don't feel comfortable doing, there are ways. I've practiced this before. I wrote it down on a piece of paper and I
Mm,
just let it out because there were some things that I felt uncomfortable talking to some people
mm.
about. So I just wrote it down. I let it out, and I tore it up and I threw it away. But at the very like at the very least, I got it out my system.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, that's a big point too. That's scientifically
Yeah,
proven. Like, just keeping a journal, stuff like that,
yeah.
things that can help you
Hmm.
like your mental
Hmm.
health wise. Just getting your thoughts out on paper, being able to look at them
Yeah.
and read them
Hmm.
is, can be super, super beneficial.
Hmm.
Yaku also hit up sitting is the new smoking health wise, which is very
Hmm.
true.
Hmm.
Which is very true. Yeah, a sedentary lifestyle, which I have been indulging in since COVID. It
Same
is.
here. Yeah,
It
yeah.
is that if there's one thing
I
I
could.
probably needed to change, I need to change.
I
It's
see a
like,
few pounds heavier, Justin.
I mean, first and
Yeah.
foremost, I don't appreciate that. Uh, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not even trying to
Yeah.
act like it ain't what it ain't that. But yeah. What did Julie
Yeah.
say?
Shit.
Depression
Yeah.
can be caused by a number of factors, though a single cause cannot always be found.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think anything is like I don't think
Hmm.
it's as simple as because of
Yeah.
A, I am now B.
Yeah.
I do think there are a lot of factors that goes into, and even like
Hmm.
I know we keep quoting him. Jordan Peterson was talking about that. It is like there are many factors that can lead to depression, and it's like lack of job, lack of routine, lack of friendship, well, like some kind of social dynamic. And he was like, at that point,
Yeah.
like you are in deep shit. Like it's like
Hmm.
can't even crawl out of the abyss. But his point was like
Yeah.
you need to at least start like working on one of those
Hmm. Hmm.
to make those difference. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now go ahead, man.
To kind of touch base on the solutions. Um, I did a little bit of research. This is not mine. I went on the WHO, the World Health Organization, um, because I was curious. I was curious about what are some of the things that they have to say for people that are kind of quarantining, because that has a lot to do with our mental state. There, I've known plenty of people that broke up because of this, like relationships. They lost a lot of friendship because like what it could be a lot of factors, political
Mhm.
views, whatever, right? Like a lot of things started coming up because people had a lot of time to discuss about it, and a lot of heads started butting. But more importantly, to kind of keep yourself sane, keeping that mental, your mental health strong, right? They talked about keeping informed, being informed is a big one. Have a routine. Have a routine that you want, that you do, like when you wake up, when you go to sleep. I know I've been lacking a little bit on that, doing a little bit better. Your personal hygienes, yeah. Don't have your breath smell like ass.
Take care of yourself. Yeah, take care of yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
have healthy habits. Decrease your screen time. I know we're on screen right now, but if you are, I think what their approach was decreasing the screen time is just a source of only entertainment, where you're not really gaining a lot of knowledge from it. It's
Mhm.
not infotainment. It's just entertainment, right? Like
Mhm.
watching Netflix and stuff like that. And helping others. Jordan Peterson said that if you get a group of people that are depressed and you have them help people, just help. That all they do is have to help, and then you see the depression and it starts to lift.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
it does something. It's
Hmm.
funny when I was at Starbucks. We worked at
Hmm.
Starbucks together.
Hmm.
I would do a format that, like, if I dealt with a customer that really pissed me off,
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah,
like
we were
really,
coworkers.
like really,
For
really
everybody
bad.
that's watching. Hmm.
Yeah, really bad. I would do something nice
Hmm.
for the next person,
Yeah,
whether it's like, oh, I give them a large, like just anything
yeah,
to kind of like negate all the evil shit I was
yeah,
thinking. And
yeah.
it's surprising how much that helped.
Just giving, just
Yeah, just
helping
kind
others.
of
Yeah.
giving, even something,
Hmm.
like I said, it's something small, like something
Yeah.
really small. It would be
Hmm.
like, oh, I give you a big, you want a bigger size, I got you, or
Yeah, like
you know,
I'll charge you
this,
for this.
yeah, or like this cookie
Yeah,
broke, you want it, it's
yeah,
good, it's
yeah,
just anything to like
yeah,
kind of like, okay, do something nice, because
yeah.
you're at the fork in the road,
Hmm.
you can go
Yeah,
one way or the other,
yeah.
so yeah, just like helping people can be really,
Hmm.
really.
Yeah,
Um, really beneficial. And
hmm,
I think it takes you outside of yourself.
yeah, yeah.
It takes you outside of yourself. You get to actually see someone else's
Hmm.
struggles in a bit and help. And like a lot of times the people appreciate it, which I think
Yeah,
can tap into like your feeling of self worth. Like I was
yeah,
able to help this person. I made a difference. Even if it's small, I made some
yeah.
kind of difference to this person. And
Hmm.
then, there's
And
the little
they'll
things, man.
remember
This
it.
stuff could be,
Yeah,
yeah, this could be very powerful and
yeah.
transformative. Yeah.
Hmm.
Netflix equals my go-to.
Yeah,
Relax.
yeah. We know that. Trouble. We know
Ain't
that.
nothing
So
wrong. Ain't nothing
she
wrong with that.
she could she could watch an entire series in like a day or two. I don't know how she does that. I'm like, do you fast forward things? Yeah.
Just keeps it
Um.
moving.
That, yeah. I know we talked about it earlier. I was like, can you even say rewind anymore? Like, do you just go
Oh,
back and skip? Like, am I
get back,
dating
go back.
myself if I were to say rewind and skip? Yeah, fast forward.
Be
But any,
kind. The be
yeah,
kind, please rewind whole movement.
yeah. But yeah. So with Jordan Peterson, he talks about looking for structure, because looking for structure is really important. What's up, Gwen? How you doing? So he talks about looking for structure, um, where if you um, if you are depressed, the first question that he will ask is, "Do you have a job?" Of course, like right now, with the whole pandemic, not a lot of people do, so that's understandable. Like, so he will ask, like, "Do you have a job? Do you have friends? Do you have an intimate relationship? Do you have additional health problems? Do you have drug problems?" So he also mentioned that if you have three of those, it's almost impossible to help. It's
Yeah,
almost
and
impossible to
yeah,
help.
that's kind of what I was hitting on. It was like it's not so much, and that's not to say like don't help. At least that's not how I interpret it, or
Yeah,
like you're screwed. But it's
yeah,
to
it's
a
yeah,
you are
it's
in a deep, deep hole,
hmm,
and you need to start trying to make that changes
hmm,
now.
hmm. Like if
You
you see
know,
it, yeah,
yeah, and then pick one and work at that. If you don't have
yeah,
a job, you don't have friends, or you have a drug issue,
Yeah.
you know, you're not gonna fix all that at once. Maybe focus
Yeah.
on, you know, taking care of the drug issue, and
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know what I mean. You
Yeah.
can move on to the
And
next.
it might seem overwhelming too, because when he says it's almost impossible, it doesn't mean you're hopeless. It's I know it might seem like that, but the reason why it's because, let's just say you do have one of those problems, one of those three, right?
Mm.
Let's just say, yeah, you lack friends, you don't have a job, and you don't have an intimate relationship, and you try to find friends, and let's just say you start finding friends, but then the others will start dragging you down because you lack your intimate relationship. So that's what Jordan Peterson was kind of leaning towards. But it's not that you can't help yourself.
Yeah, no, you can. It's just it's going to be harder than just dealing with one,
Mm-hmm.
like in anything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it's once again, it's just trying to be self-aware,
Mm-hmm.
realizing what is going on with you,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, figuring out, is it something that
Mm-hmm.
is in my power to correct, or do I need
Mm-hmm.
professional help to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, we all know people who probably should have gotten help that didn't,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or
Mm-hmm.
they're struggling with something,
Yeah.
and you
Mm-hmm.
know, we we may not have realized it
Mm-hmm.
until it was too late,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like for like you know, and for especially dudes, man, you know, get
Mm-hmm.
over this whole macho shit. As far as I need to be the strongest, nothing's gonna bother me.
Yeah.
And if you're having these issues, you know, seek
Seeking.
help.
Yeah.
Like really seek some help, because
Yeah.
you know that could lead down a dark path.
Yeah.
And you know, it's cliche to sound, but you
Mm-hmm.
know, if you are not mentally healthy, you're not only like damaging yourself, but like it
Others
takes a
around.
toll on the people around you.
Yeah.
You know, so
Mm-hmm.
so definitely,
Yeah.
you know, do what you can to get yourself right.
Mm-hmm.
You
You.
know,
Yeah.
find some purpose in life.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I do want to go over some quotes that he brought up. That was really interesting. But before we move on, when I said look for structure, like if you don't have friends, a job, an intimate relationship, additional health problems, drug problems, etc., that's your structure. If you don't have anything to build off of that, it's kind of hard to move up from that. So that's why he said it's don't sacrifice stability. That's what he's saying. Do not sacrifice stability. Um, but yeah, just moving on with some of the quotes that Jordan Peterson said. And thank you for introducing him to me.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
also want to say, like, you know, anybody
hmm
watching this,
yeah,
like, you know, if you're interested, check that dude out.
yeah.
Like, you know, the dude,
Google,
he's
YouTube,
like genius
do it.
level
Yeah,
and way more eloquent than I can ever be.
yeah.
So, like, you know, there's a lot of concepts that
Well,
he's
both
having,
of us.
and
Yeah,
yeah, and I was like, I'm even expressing them like clumsily,
yeah.
but like I said, I think it helped me out a lot with
hmm
certain aspects of my life, and I think
hmm
it's like, you know, would be good for anyone to just listen to, even if you don't agree with everything the man
hmm
says. You know, there's like nuggets of wisdom in a lot of
hmm
what he says. So yeah, you know, check it out. See if you like it. If you're
hmm
interested.
Before we move
Yeah.
on, what did Yaku say? I knew people like the Joker character in Joker. They were functional, but tried not to upset them.
I mean, yeah. I mean, look, we could do a whole nother show on that damn
Yeah.
movie and the impact it had on
hmm
folks and like
Yeah.
what it said about a lot of things.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I, the, I think the fact that so many people identified with that movie to the
hmm
point that they did says a lot more about the mental state
hmm
of people, especially men, because there was a lot of like men who was like, I get what he was doing. Says a lot to the mental state of like people in the United States, especially
hmm
now,
hmm
than anything else in the world. Because
hmm
I'm a comic book fan. I'm a comic book nerd. I know a lot of history about like the Joker. Batman's one of my favorite characters,
hmm
and I watched that movie, and I was like, I did not need to see this shit. You know, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it
hmm
was, yeah, it was a dark look into mental illness and where it can take you. Um, and yeah, it like I said, the fact that so many people were able to identify with that character to a degree, I didn't see that as a shining spot of like where we are, as a society in the United States, especially. I think a lot of the reason we got where we are today with the last 4 years and everything that's going on in the world is because a lot of people, especially men, feel like some kind of repression or like aggressiveness or anger that you don't know how to explain. They don't know how to channel it into something constructive.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, and it's I don't know. Did you ever see that movie?
I did.
Yeah, it was not.
Yeah.
It was. I'll leave it at that. It was. Yeah.
But so moving on to some Jordan Peterson quotes. He said, life could be, and so I wrote it down. So he said, life could be just as meaningful enough to justify its suffering. So, you just got to put a little bit purpose into your life. That way, you don't have to suffer. You don't have to suffer.
If you are going to suffer, then your suffer has some kind of meaning. That's how I interpret it. It's like, it's not like one of the main reasons like I was attracted to him and his way of thinking was that like I always hated the self-help shit that was like super rosy. Like, just put a smile on your face and it'll be okay. Or if you change your outlook on this thing, and I was like, I want to put you in a box and throw you in the middle of a fucking lake.
Well,
and like and like because I just didn't see that as practical. And that's what I really liked about him is it wasn't some cheery, rosy, just smile and get through it. Now, be appreciative of what you have. He had a very measured look, and like honestly, a lot of life is suffering to a lot of degree, and it was just justify your suffering. So
life is suffering because we're gonna witness it no matter what. Because we're not gonna live forever. We're always gonna see things that beyond our control. People are gonna go away in our lives, and that's nothing that we could do about it.
Oh yeah.
So life is suffering. It's just how we view it, which leads me on to my next quote that he said, where when obstacle becomes opportunities, then we see things differently. And I like what he put out, what Jordan Peterson said. He was like, be a useful person, right? Say for example, you're in a funeral. You're just crying and sobbing. So instead of just being there, just crying and sobbing in a corner, like, how can you be there to be helpful?
Yeah, be the person for people.
Yes.
Be the person that the people lean on in those situations. Like, that's, I think his whole point was like, that is a noble aim.
Yeah. And touching base on what you just said earlier, he said, don't be naively optimistic. He doesn't like to be naively optimistic. Kind of like, oh, it's easy. Just put a smile on your face. Like, that's not the type of, it's not as practical.
It's not as practical, and it's not useful.
Yeah.
I think there's danger in that. I think that leads to a lot of people repressing a lot of things and not really dealing with it. Yeah. So, most definitely.
Yeah. And people aren't good without a purpose. People aren't good without a purpose. So, you gotta find structure. You have to find structure. But
yeah, and find that person purpose for you. I'm not saying everyone needs to be Jesus or some shit like that. You gotta change the world. But wherever you can, just do what it takes. Find something to keep you going.
Yeah. So kind of just to touch base on what we said earlier. First of all, there was a disclaimer: we're not professionals, but high functioning depression, right? Where someone might seem like they look fine on the outside, but really they're dealing with a lot inside that you don't know about. Depressed versus bitch made, Justin. You spoke a lot about that. And then we just got like some solutions for you guys and looking for structure. That's basically the summary of this whole video that we got. I know we kind of jumped around a little bit, But yeah, is there anything else that you would like to say, Justin?
I mean, just people take care of themselves, men and women. It's
Mm-hmm.
all right to feel. Just
Mm-hmm.
as I say, I say try not to be ruled by emotion.
Mm-hmm.
I
Stoicism.
think, yeah, I think that this is a little
Mm-hmm.
bit a part of it, but it's different. More,
Mm-hmm.
it's like fixing a problem. If you
Mm-hmm.
are depressed, you have some kind of
Mm-hmm.
problem, whether it be environmental or mentally. And work on that. Take care of yourself. Get
Mm-hmm.
rest. I do want to plug something because I talked about like resting and sleeping and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So my girl has turned me on to the world of like essential oils and shit. So I
Mm-hmm.
use this when I need to
Okay.
sleep.
What
You
is
put
it?
it all, bam, here it
Is
is.
this is
I
it
don't know.
chamomile? Is it
It has a lot of ingredients. It's
okay?
healing moon wellness though. It's the rest
Okay.
well. You put it on and I sleep like a baby. I snore loud.
Really?
Uh, yeah, this is how. So,
What?
but I say that to say, like,
Yeah.
do what you do, like relaxation and just taking care of yourself however you can is
Mm-hmm.
super
Mm-hmm.
important. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I like.
do,
Yeah.
yeah, give
Yeah.
it a
No.
shot.
I like that you're actually trying out different things. If it does help, try it out, and you will
Yeah, most
know
definitely.
whether or not. Yeah, you will know whether or not it's gonna help or not.
Yeah, give it a
I
shot,
think
man. Yeah,
Mitchell
like I said,
needs that, Justin.
Healing Moon Wellness. Check it
Where
out.
I put it? Where I put it? Like right
This
here.
one I put on my wrist and like.
Oh, you put it on your wrist.
And
So
like,
do you
cause I
sleep like
sleep
this?
like, yeah, I sleep with my hands up
Okay.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I try to suffocate myself as I'm
There you
going
go.
on.
There you
So
go.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it helps me out
Yeah.
tremendously. So yeah, check out that and just look at different things to try to
Yeah.
like relax, reduce stress. It just help to maintain yourself so you don't get to a point
Yeah.
of depression.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I try
What's
to hook
up?
them up. Yeah, we get something
What's up,
going
Alan?
on.
How you doing? Thanks for
Get
joining
something
in.
going.
I know we're gonna end this live soon, but if you guys made it this far, thank you very much for watching. I know there's Justin, a lot of people has actually been saying that they just leave this on as like a podcast, kind of just listening throughout the day because it helps their mood. So for those that actually do that, I really appreciate it. We really
Yeah,
appreciate it.
thank you,
Yeah,
much
that means a
appreciated.
lot to us. We just doing this because we want to give back and help people,
I mean,
right?
let's be honest. We started doing this because we are both locked up in COVID.
That too.
And
It
we
gives
needed
us
something
a
to, you know what I mean?
sense of purpose,
It's
right?
something to look forward to, something to do, something to be
Yeah,
creative, something to help
yeah,
keep the sanity,
yeah,
So yeah, it's been a tremendous help
yeah.
for me,
So
on a personal
yeah,
level.
for all of us too. Glad that everybody's watching this. We do this Instagram lives every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. We didn't do that 2 days ago, which was Tuesday. I was a little bit busy, but we're also going to do another live tomorrow. So if you guys are watching, we are doing a live at 1 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah, and it'll
Yes.
be a little lighter
Yeah.
than this
It'll be
subject,
a
man.
little
I
bit
know that,
lighter. Yeah,
yeah,
it'll be a little bit lighter.
but I feel like this was something important to talk about. So I
Yeah.
appreciate you being open to it. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, and of course, if you find this video content of value, you guys can show your appreciation by donating any amount that you feel is equal to the value of this video. And of course, Audible, hook up your boy Justin.
I mean,
Gotta throw it out there.
you
Yeah.
know,
And
don't be stingy.
yeah. And if you guys have like any little bumps on the road or something, feel free to like send us a direct message and we'll respond to it as soon as possible. But yeah, until next time,
Yeah, y'all take it
talk
easy, man.
soon. Yeah.
Hey, have a good one.
Take
All
care.
right, peace,
All right,
man.
peace.